Hey guys, it's your Peacekeeper, and, well, if you can't tell the reason for this video by this, I don't know what to tell you. I was asked if I was going to get the Missouri, and, well, what a silly question that really is. And the answer to that was obviously going to be yes. And there's a number of reasons for that. One, it kind of has an exclusive aura to it, which, I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a narcissist when it comes to that. And, well, I like having some rare and unique ships. Second, it's a premium Iowa-class battleship. It is the first Tier 9 premium in the game. What's possibly to lose? Well, aside from a bunch of free XP that I was already saving up and already going to be converting anyway. So prior to this launch here on December 7th, I decided that I was going to go ahead and buy it. I hadn't gotten my doubloons for the month yet, and, well, I bribed Wargaming, or, yeah, we'll say that. I bribed Wargaming and got my doubloons and converted my free XP, and here she is. And, man, what's not to like? Oh, I can tell you what's not to like. When you first get this ship, the blast bags, the bloomers around the barrels here, that are black on my screen will be white on yours. Wargaming chose to leave them white even though they were never white. I don't get why. I really don't. Why, Wargaming? Why do you do this to me? Anyway, there are a couple differences between this and the Iowa, so we'll go ahead and we'll crash on through those. The biggest difference is probably the fact that you're missing 700 hit points over the Iowa. That's okay. Armor protection-wise, there is a significant difference between the Iowa and the Missouri. In the front bulkhead thickness, you'll see it's 287 and 216 on the Iowa versus 368 and 297 on the Missouri. This is actually realistic. The Iowa and I want to say it was the New Jersey, but don't quote me on that. There were two of the Iowa-class battleships that were, we'll just word it this way, there were two of the Iowa-class battleships that were launched that had a thinner front bulkhead, and it was a running change made to them mid-production to get these front bulkheads beefed up. The Iowa, and whichever the other one it was, that didn't have the full front thick bulkhead, basically copied the South Dakota's armor scheme pretty much verbatim, obviously changing the dimensions to meet the new width and depth and length of the hull, but otherwise the same. So that's probably one big change. Does it make a bit of a difference in the game? I've only played 2 games in the ship, and I honestly can't tell the difference. The ship is still very soft, and that's something we'll talk about in the battle video. There is a slight difference in the anti-aircraft. We're not going to talk about the main batteries. There's no difference between the mains and the secondaries. They're identical. The AA, there is a difference in the anti-aircraft gun. We give up 3 of our 20mm Oerlikon guns in favor of an additional 20mm Bofors. Yeah, not a huge change. Certainly not going to really do much. In fact, the difference, it took me a while to find them, truth be told, because if you look here at the nose of this ship, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 20 mils there. And so it's like, well, where did we lose 20 millimeters then? And just overlooking the ship, it was really difficult to find them. But the big areas are going to be right here and right here. So watch. See? They've got 4 of them here and 2 here. I mean, just really not going to make a huge difference. Obviously, the location of the additional Bofors on the Missouri is over top turret number 2. Let's see. Speed hasn't changed. Rudder shift, if I remember correctly, is slightly quicker, 1/10 of a second quicker. However, the turning radius is still really nerfed compared to her realistic turning radius, which is, depending on who you ask, supposed to be 700 meters. That would be nice to have, Wargaming. It'd be nice to have that. Please and thank you. This captain does have concealment expert on him. This Iowa is set up as a 100% concealment captain and set up that way. The 14.1 is with the concealment module, but without the concealment expert captain. Obviously, I'm using my Iowa captain on the Missouri at the moment. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep Iowa or sell her off and just use the Missouri. Haven't made up my mind yet. We'll probably keep both because they're both expensive. Also, I occasionally get sick and tired of seeing Steven Seagal. Where is he right now? Where are you? Oh, he's over here. Yeah, he wanders around on your deck. You know, I like the movie, don't get me wrong, but seriously, I would have much rather they spent the time to actually put a crew on board this ship, just walking around, doing maintenance, talking, going to parade, you know, doing their standing around the edge of the ship, that kind of stuff, you know, all the cool stuff that we see in the Navy, as opposed to seeing Steven Seagal practicing whatever martial art it is he's practicing. Not a real big fan of that, but whatever. Upgrade modules. I don't know of a polite way to put this, but this ship has so much AA anyway, there's just... Alright, we'll just start at the beginning. Obviously, main armament mods 1 for me. That's... I don't know of any reason, really, to take these other two. They don't seem useful to me. The second one is obviously going to be AA Guns Mod 2. There's no reason to go for main battery mod 2, especially since it's a battleship and losing reload speed is really bad. You don't want to add any time to that. Secondary stuff. Wait, this is main battery firing range. Yeah, you don't need additional main battery firing range. You got 23.4 and it's inaccurate as heck as it gets there, so AA guns, that 20% to that range. Would be also interested in trying the secondary spec for the lulz of it all. The second one, Artillery Plotting Room Mod 2, pretty much a requirement. The only other one I would choose is AA Guns Mod 3. I have known people to take Main Battery Mod 3, however, I just want to point out that while viable, you have to hit what you're aiming at first. And the Iowa and the Missouri is no exception to this. The dispersion on it is just astronomical without it. And it's not too bad with it. Where'd that stat go? It's buried in there. 261 meters versus 294 or 296 or 297, somewhere in the 290s. Almost 300 meters. Damage Control Systems Mod 1, that's pretty obvious. Steering Gears Mod 2, also pretty obvious. And Concealment Systems Mod 1, that's pretty obvious. This next battle I'm going to show you is like 143,500 some odd damage. And the best part of this ship is the insane amount of credits that it prints. Oh, it's 140,557. And this thing just prints money like crazy. Just absolute crazy. As you'd expect from a Tier 9 Premium. So this is now becoming my go-to ship for printing of the credits. Yeah. Enough of me talking about it. Let's dive into it. Okay, so this battle is, well, I believe it's just a Tier 9 battle. I think I'm the only Tier 9 battleship on my team. There's an Iowa on the other team. There is a Taiho and an Essex, if I remember correctly. There are indeed 2 carriers on the team, and while I can't say that it wasn't a factor, it was definitely a factor. So it was mildly annoying, if I have to be perfectly honest. And, well, there, you can see it. An Essex and a Taiho, Missouri, Iowa. There's no Tier 10s in this game. This game was like a nail-biter, I'm telling you. Just an absolute nail-biter, because, one, we had the cyclone that pops up, and you'll see it when we get there, but there's a cyclone that pops up. We had all 3 of the capture points, but they were killing us off faster than we could keep the capture points from getting turned over, so it was like, oh, are we going to make it to the end? I honestly don't know. Also, one other thing, if you're planning on purchasing this, you do need to make sure you have at least 1 credit. That sounds absurd, but after the 750,000 free XP, they charge you 1 credit to purchase the ship. Not only do they charge you 1 credit for the ship, they charge you 1 credit for the Measure 22 camo seen on her here. She comes with the what would be the Iowa's premium camo, which is actually the Missouri's test camo. That was a camo that she launched with and did all of her trial runs with, which is just mind-blowing. Well, mind-blowing that it comes on the on the Iowa, and I don't know. It just... I would much rather have a different premium camo for the Iowa, but that different story for a different time, and I've not purchased the premium camo for it, so selling off the Iowa really wouldn't be that big of a deal to me. In fact, when it came to purchasing Tier 9 camos, I was waffling between the Fletcher and the Iowa and ended up with the Fletcher having the premium camo. Somebody's popped their smoke already. That's nice. We've already got torpedo bombers sighted. This isn't a good thing. Even without the AA gun mods, the AA on this ship is still quite solid. There's nothing about it that really stands out at me as being just absolutely terrible and awful. So if you're worried about that modification impacting your ability to shoot down aircraft, you're going to see firsthand that it doesn't make one dang bit of a difference. I think I shot down 18 aircraft by the time this is all said and done. So... okay, so we got ourselves some ships coming in, and really not a whole lot of target. Oh, there's the Cyclone thing popping up. You can see the gun angles. It's pretty stereotypical Iowa. Not a huge issue there. We've got pretty solid angles. I mean, nothing really to complain about. And yeah, we'll go ahead and launch those there. Ooh, big old tight pack of torpedo bombers over there. And we start off with 2 over pens and a ricochet. A ricochet on a shores? Really? Really? Alright, whatever. It's gonna happen again, just watch. Well, we are already starting off with the loss of our Miyoko. That's not good. We're going to bail out of this situation, because 1, Benson, 2, I don't feel like dealing with that. 5,100 damage, almost 5,200 damage taken off that shores. That Benson is stealth firing. That's super annoying, not doing a whole lot of damage. And we're going to come over here and see if we can't find something to play with elsewhere, because I'm not soloing a destroyer in this thing by myself. I was really hoping I'd be able to shoot over this mountain so that I could kill this shores off, take the gun out of the fight, but nope. I don't know what this North Carolina is shooting at or what he thinks he can shoot at, but good for him, I guess. Oh, look! A Royal Navy cruiser! Getting our aim, make sure that we can see which way he's going so we can predict and plan. And, well, we're going to take that shot out, and... God, look at that dispersion. That's just crazy. Uh-oh. Double Citadel. 28,000 damage. I bet that Neptune is counting his lucky stars that there wasn't a 3rd Citadel in there to take him out. Also have an enemy Iowa up there. Now I got 3 minutes until the cyclone occurs. Come back here, Neptune. Nah. He's not going to come back for us to shoot at. Fortunately, he's out of range for the radar, so we can't use it. We'll shoot at this Iowa. Huge overshoot. Thought he was going a lot faster than he was, and, well, you can see he was going about half as fast as I thought he was. And turn. Takes 4.5K off from a shot to the stern. Yikes. Well, whatever. At this point, I'm doing it bad. You know, I really should get closer and get back into this fight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn myself. I'm not detected. Well, this is one of the advantages of the stealth build. I used to preach that this was not the build to go, not the build to go, not the build to go. Since switching to it, you know, I see the value to it. I'm still not convinced 100% that it's the only way to play this ship and be viable. It is certainly a solid way to play it, though. We're going to go ahead and shoot at this Iowa and pray for some more big hits. We're also going to get ourselves back in because we are now, you know, angled correctly. 9K. And you can see just how the teams are working out here. We have killed none of theirs. They have killed 4 of ours. However, we have all 4 capture points. We need to start killing stuff. Not just in a little bit, but like now. Broadside, Iowa. Should be a pretty easy kill. Should give me at least 1 citadel. Denied. Welcome to the U.S. Navy ships in this game. They are so troll. Okay, so we finally killed 2 of their ships, and we've taken the lead in the score. Oh, he's turning this. What is he doing? I don't know. I ain't gonna complain if he wants to sit broadside or nearly broadside to me. Go ahead and take that shot and punish him. And very tight dispersion. It's really far forward, but we get a citadel out of it anyway. 2 normal pens and a citadel somehow translates only into citadel damage. He gets his shots out and hits my front bow. Tee-hee. Well, now he's turning away, so we're gonna go ahead and... I've popped my radar in the hopes that maybe there was a ship that was close to this Fletcher up here that it would detect, but unfortunately not. 12 seconds till the start of the cyclone. Shot out on a Bismarck. Maybe. 11,000 damage. Better than a poke with the sharp stick. And you're going to see just how ridiculous the money making is on this. It's quite impressive. We would have made money after about the first 10,000 damage. It's insane how much money this thing just prints. It's like the US Mint. Just prints it. Okay, let's see if we can't take out Herr Neptune here. I find that ship to be mildly annoying to play against. And 8,200 damage. Oh, man. 2K, he hit the top of my turret. What is this madness? That's alright. So like I was saying, you do need a grand total of 2 credits in addition to the 750,000 XP. So if you are not currently, you know, up to snuff with your credits and you don't have any, well, I don't know how you wouldn't have at least 2 credits, but you definitely need to go grind a game before you can actually play this. Just, to some, might be a shock. Total miss on the Neptune. He started speeding up. That's alright. We will go ahead and focus on this Bismarck, whom is broadside to me. I am also broadside to him. Bad things would occur normally. In fact, I'm not taking much in the way of damage in this match so far. Okay, he's turning away. We'll go ahead and shoot at him, but we need to definitely get into B. Certainly to push him off of B. We got a bounce, which reset the cap, which is good. We still have all 3 caps, but they are definitely smoking us in terms of teams. Not good. Also, one other thing, if you're not familiar with it, the radar on this ship, and on any ship, will actually move your viewing distance out to 10K in a cyclone, which is nice because, well, they can't see you until they reach 8K, and that will come into play here at the end. So we popped radar again in the hopes that we would be able to see this Tirpitz or Bismarck before, you know, and maybe get a couple shots off on him. It looks like he beached himself. Ah. The Essex kills him. Good kill for the Essex, though. And we've now killed 4 to their killing of 7 of ours. We are still very far ahead in the points. And a whole bunch of aircraft are now coming in. We're going to go ahead and do what we normally do. We target the torpedo bombers first. We don't care about dive bombers nearly as much as we care about the torpedo bombers. It looks like those ones are going to the Tirpitz. We want to make sure we take out this other group of them just in case they decide to come play. Got ourselves a broadside hipper, though. Now the Hipper is a particularly tough nut to crack, 6,700 damage. It's a tough nut to crack because, like the German battleships, it has that turtleback armor scheme. The problem is the Hipper also has 6k torps. Okay, you can see the AA is going to town here. While we are turning to avoid or the torpedo doom that's inbound, we'll go ahead and shoot down aircraft. We killed 2 of them. And unfortunately are taking 2 torpedoes. Get rid of the flood right away. And see what other ships we can have come to play. York! We're still shooting down aircraft, so that means there's dive bombers nearby. You can see he bounced 3 of my shells. Just rude, and then added 2 overpens to the list. That Shores that we nearly killed earlier somehow managed to get all the way over there. Maybe it was a different Shores, but either way. I was hoping my secondaries would kill him. And we'll let somebody else kill him with that many hit points. We got a far more juicy target over here to shoot at. Fletcher. I don't know if this Fletcher knows that I've got radar, but he's about to find out, so make sure we avoid these torpedoes that are incoming. We have once again managed to re-secure this cap. The teams are getting a little bit more even. They've got this one Fletcher, that's all that's left, a cruiser. Ha! Surprise! Oh, he disappeared again. Well, okay. North Carolina can't see me, but I can see you. Get a good lineup shot. We got the full broadside going here. Probably overled him just a touch, but no Citadel, but 16,000 damage, as well as Confederate. Still haven't been detected by this York yet. He's about to get into that range. We're going to see if we can't go down here, because I can see that that Fletcher is making a run at our carrier. And I want to see if we can't help out our carrier, because we can't afford to lose any more ships. The points are 841 to 360, but there's only 3 ships remaining. Myself, a nearly dead Rune, and our CV. Last thing I need to do is lose a CV in this game. I can hear the AA going off again. Oh my. 7K taken off of the York. Torpedo bombers. Got to turn out. Look at how quickly it's melting those things. You know, as soon as it starts to get them down to 2, I start switching so that we can thin these guys out a little bit. Unfortunately, we're going to end up taking 2 torpedoes in this attack. Not enough to kill me, though. So, nice try, carrier. We're up to 17 aircraft shot down. And our nearly dead Rune is over here. And are we going to... The carrier should be getting that Fletcher here pretty soon. And now that that York is making a run for B, it's time to go make sure he doesn't cap B. Radar's going to be up in 30 seconds. We'll be able to take advantage of that. So close. There goes their Fletcher. Nice work by our Essex. Very nice work. 970 points to 370. This is a close match. This is a nail-biter. I mean, I've got plenty of hit points. I'm not too worried about having to take on another battleship or another cruiser or anything like that. I'm worried about that Rune getting sniped or the carrier getting sniped. We popped our radar and... Ah, there's the Rune. It's time to... Or, sorry, there's the York. I was going to make some comment about it's time to ruin his day, but... I still can't be seen by either the North Carolina or the York. The only thing that's spot... Oh, now I can be seen by the York. And the final shot to take out the York. Boom! Alright. So here's the interesting part. Look at this cash inflow. This is not the win of day. 789,000. And that is not the win of day. Not the win of day. 2,483 base XP. You can see my secondaries did 297 damage. Woo! And 644,000 in profit with just the military month contributor and the other one. And the flag, the credit flag. Anyway, I'm your Peacekeeper. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.